Hey, how's it going, everyone? GC Performance here, back with another video, and today we're taking a look at a possible new Trek Madone. I saw this article the other day on Bike Rumor right here, um, talking about the possible updated version of a Trek Madone. Also, the reason why I'm doing this video is because I've heard from other stores. I go to a lot of stores. I go to a lot of bike stores. I talk with other people. I see what's going on in the business, and they all have kind of hinted at maybe a possible refresh to the Trek Madone. So why I want to speak about this is because what my thoughts on what it could actually be, what could happen to the bike, what I think they should do to make this bike even better. I'm a big fan of the Trek Madone. I'm a big fan of aero bikes in general. Obviously, it's one of our #1 selling bikes in South Florida, but I mean, there should be a couple things they can do to definitely go ahead and make this thing. Obviously, the first thing about Trek Madones is the weight. Every time I do a video, I've done videos on new 2022 Trek Madones, and every single comment is always the weight. I know it's an aero bike. I know it's a massive aggressive frame on the down tube and on the top tube. Also, the wheels are deep dish wheels as well. But it is definitely a very heavy bike. So what I think they're going to probably be aiming to do, this is just a hunch, is to go ahead and make this lighter. Now, I don't know if this is entailing of changing up the carbon layout, maybe changing up the resin, maybe changing up the modules. I don't know. But what I would assume or insinuate would be that they're going to take this down tube right here, maybe make it a little bit less weight, or maybe shave off some carbon they don't need to. Similar to what they did with the SL7, where they, compared to the Venge, they just taper this in a little bit more and maybe did a couple cutouts to reduce material, because obviously if you remove material, it'll take away weight. Here's what I'd like to see. I don't work with the ISO Pure or the ISO Speed. I would love to see them actually take that ISO Speed and remove it completely off the Madone. I know that's what they're known for. I know they just added it on their new speed concept on their TTT, on the new revised look to the Trek speed concept bike. But I don't think there's a need for that. Granted, it is comfortable. I know Trek is a big name. They can add that, and that's part of their bread and butter. But I think that you reduce that takes away a lot of extra weight. Reduce some of this carbon here, maybe some excess carbon that you don't need on there, and that would drastically reduce the weight. So one, you take care of the weight, if being whether you change the actual material that you use to make it, or if you just reduce the amount of material you put on the bike. Two, if you took out these material in here, the ISO Speed, I think that it will take away a good amount of weight. Another option they could do to go ahead and make this a little bit of a better bike. I was gonna do a joke, but no, I'm not gonna worry, dude. I would like to see them change the design. This design has been around for a really long time. I think since like 2019 or even 2018, with the same kind of design. I would like to see rear stays here. I know it's gonna look like every other bike in the industry, but I think it would change it and give it a nice facelift. But they could even change up the cockpit, maybe even reduce some of this chunky stem and bar combination up here. Maybe reduce that a little bit, make it a little bit skinnier. I know a lot of customers I've talked to that actually own Madones and Emondas, they prefer, I know it's uglier, but they prefer the Emonda to have the cables underneath there because it's easy swap out for stem and stuff like that. If you ever want to change out your stem for the Madones or anything, I believe you do have to recable. You have to unhook the brake bleed on there, and you have to pull out the cable, pull out the stem, and put a new stem on, then rehook it up. I believe that people will want a little bit more convenience on there and change that up. So maybe they can actually revise this whole stem and handlebar cockpit. But yeah, I think it's a pretty cool update. I mean, like they said in this article right here, in the mid 2020 version, they actually updated the bottom bracket to make it a threaded T47 instead of their old BB90, I think they used. And then they also changed the revised to OCLR 800. That's why I think they're going to do more of just a revise of the look of it and change and remove excess carbon than actually I think change up their whole carbon resin, because they change up the OCLV 800, maybe make it an OCLV 1000 or whatever they're going to do. If they were to do something like that, they would have to change that across the board with the Emondas and everything, and I just don't see them doing that at the time. But I would like to see them make this a little bit. I know the Emonda, like if you look at the Emonda right here, Emonda. I know the Emonda is like kind of like the Aero all do everything bike, but there is a place in this world for the Madone of an all aero bike. I mean, it still dominates flat stages. It's still a very competitive bike. But if they were just to take this, and then we do this, Madone. If they were just to make this a little bit smaller in comparison to the two of them, I'm going to show you the side by side on these. Take this belly a little bit. It doesn't need to be as aggressive as Emonda. I know we have this right here. They always have this kind of connection with the rear triangle where it goes up to the top tube. I would love to see it more there. Now, I know it's Trek's signature look. Maybe they don't want to keep that way. But I think they can, if they just make this a sharp edge, get rid of that ISO speed, I don't think they have to do anything in terms of that. They reduce their weight drastically by taking that out. Shave in this rear stay down here. Shave in like just like a full line right here. Just make this a little bit less fat. It would actually look good. Even that, like, what's that? That looks different. But yeah, so that's my theory on that bike. I'm a big fan of Trek bikes. I like seeing Trek bikes a lot. I like every bike. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like bikes in general. I like talking bikes. I like talking industry. I like talking about what's coming out new. I wish I could get more information on it, but unfortunately, we do not sell a Trek. So I'm in the dark, just like everyone else is. But these are my speculations for what it's going to be. Same thing like with Bike Rumor saying the next gen Trek Madone received UCI approval all the way back in March 2021. 2 months after the speed concept, it could drop any time now. Now, I've already done 2 videos on the new Trek Madone 2022 that they've been in there, so I don't know when they would actually come into play for these, if that makes sense. Because I'm sure they have a bunch of these already in process, but like this is a 2022 Trek Madone right here. This was a 2022 Trek Madone right here. Give it a second. Yeah, this is no change to it. This one has a T47 on there. Oof, that new third is so hot. That has a new T47 bottom bracket on it. That's the OCLV 800 on there. But maybe they're going to make some revisions to it and make it lighter, make it faster, maybe make it more aero. Maybe they go the opposite direction instead of making it lighter and they make it more aero and they add more carbon, make it more aggressive. I always want to see a company do that. Like make like a full TT, like make like a pretty much, I don't know if you guys ever saw this, but the shiv, someone Specialized made a shiv with just like drop or regular drop down handlebars and it looked insane. And I think that would be such a cool idea. Shiv turbo inside. Picture, where's it at? Oh wait. Specialized Shiv turbo inside road bike. Oh no. This one. How cool would that be? Oh, I must have sorry, my ugly ass face in the way. Some of that. That's a horrible picture. But like that. See, they took the whole embodiment of the old Shiv with just massive carbon on here. It's still rim brake, but it's just massive carbon things to make it super aggressive. They use a current Shiv stem and then just put drop down handlebars on there. That's where I think they should go with aero bikes. Just make it super aggressive and super aero. Because I mean, there's no point to being. That's the whole reason why Specialized got rid of the Venge, because they figured that the SL7 would be okay. But I would love to see maybe Trek take some of their speed concept and maybe take that whole speed concept frame on there, like this, and maybe just make it into a like that, just like that, with just an aero bar, low cutouts, little cutout for the wheel right here, super aggressive aero. They took away some of the belly right there, and they just basically put an aero bar in there, or a regular drop down bar. That'd be a badass bike. But anyways, that's my prediction for the Trek Madone. I don't know if it's going to come out this year. I wouldn't assume it'll come out this year. If anything, I would say that it'll probably wait till 2023. You might get spy photos of it maybe around, I don't know, Tour de France. But I don't know if it's going to drop this year. Who knows? But that's just my hunch that I have. But anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you guys think. If you think there's going to be a revision of it. Because this revision already happened. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys would want. If you guys would want either lighter or more chunkier. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.